Hello everyone, this is the Wise Coffin and I'm here doing on a new video on Total War news. But this one, it will be a little different because instead of doing on Creative Assembly news, I actually want to do more news now about the community. And the one that I want to talk about today is the project that Solon de Atenas is creating, that is called Rome Total Realism Anabasis. Now, he has a team also helping him, but I'm gonna focus on him because he's the one that made the post. And this mod is also from Spain, and the Spanish team of Rome Total War Anabasis is working with him to bring the mod to the Total War community. And it is the version 3 of Anabasis, so there are previous ones. I don't know about the other versions, I never played them, but I'm pretty sure that this is probably a offshoot of Rome Total Realism, which I already played one version and I actually did not like. But let us give this mod the benefit of the doubt and let us see what he has to offer. First, the big first difference is actually on what the map is focused on, because the Rome Total Realism mod actually was focused only on Western Europe, Italy all the way to there and then going west. But this one actually goes with a huge map, and you can see the variety of factions that it has. A lot of factions from Seleucids, Indians, Romans, Nabateans, Suebes, Aeduis, Parthians, and you even have two optional factions that you can choose from. You can choose or the Lusitani or the Sabai. And I'm pretty sure that these ones, you probably can change them through a manual function, like picking on a folder and put it in the data folder, or probably through the X file if the team of this mod makes one. So it is quite interesting because I've never seen a mod saying this, like you can change from one faction or another. So it is interesting. It gives you a lot of options. Then you have the faction icons, which I really love. They look really pretty, and they remind me of ancient coins from ancient times. So that's probably the image they took from. They probably took these images on the middle of the icons from ancient coins and whatever they could find on the internet and put them on here. But I really like the color behind, and I just realized now on the fringes here it says Rome Total Realism Anabasis. That's cool, really cool. Well done. Really like the icons here. And then the big show off here, as you can see, the map, and oh boy, it's quite big actually. You have a lot of Africa, a lot of here the northern part of Russia, Ukraine, the steppes. You could go all the way to West India. Well, west to east, it's kind of little like what other mods give. But here, this is what it makes it interesting, because it goes all the way to the Canary Islands. And the north, it goes all the way here to, you can see Russia, Ukraine, and the steppes here. So it is quite interesting, but what this makes, and you can see in this image, is that it makes the map really empty. The places that he had, like all the way to the Canary Islands and these steppes and Russia and Ukraine, whatever, they don't have any regions, as you can see. They're only wilderness, so I wonder what's the reason for this. I wonder why the creator made such a vast space if it is gonna left it deserted. One of my theories is that he probably is gonna add more, and this is just an early access of his preview. But if it is not, I don't see the reason why he put so much new space. Then he has a lot of images here. I'm not gonna show all, but you can see here a lot of the regions and cities that he put on the map, and on the places that actually have the regions, they look pretty good. But as you can see here, and this is one of my theories that I really don't like on Rome, at least this one, is that on Rome Total War, the mods that you do, I don't think you should focus on such a high map, like having all of Europe, Asia, and a little of India, because you're gonna let some spaces really deserted. Well, you can see here on this little map that the east is quite well put on factions. It has a good amount of factions to disperse between the map, but the west, it looks really a desert with just small dots of life there. So I really think on Rome Total War you should focus on more closed spaces. Maybe just focus on a continent, on a region like Iberia or Gaul or Britain, because then you can actually make more diversification on the actual region that you're doing and make it more concise and more precise. While here you really have empty spaces that these factions will roam and make huge empires from, while these ones will be struggling fighting each other. But enough of those so many pictures. it has a lot. So but here it is the ones that I actually wanted to show, the parts that are actually deserted, and it seems that it really is deserted. It doesn't have anything. So I wonder if the creator is going to actually put new regions, or if he already reached the limit, because it does not make sense of you creating such a vast map by letting so much region and space be empty. But enough of so many images. You can see a lot of it. I like the textures. I like some parts are quite plain. I don't like this in maps. I like them for be like very diverse with mountains and elevation of the terrain and everything. I don't like very much when a map is really flat. And in here, in Egypt, it should be quite filled with trees, elevation of terrain, mountains, and small gaps for your armies to march upon. But here you can see there's a little plain, which is something that many mods do because it makes less restraint on map building. What is this place? Oh, it's in Africa. Oh, wait a minute. There's actually regions on Africa, the place that I thought it was empty. There's actually space, cities there. Garama. Interesting. I wonder what he's going to do with this. I mean, it would be awesome if he could actually make regions here in this African part and develop by using factions and putting historical stuff there. But I don't think there's actually data on these places in Roman times, so I don't know. We have to see when this mod gets new previews and everything. Oh, he's showing southern Morocco, the Sahara. Interesting. The Canaries. Yeah, it's still, a lot of the spaces are still empty, so we have to see if in the future he actually brings new stuff there. Now on the next part, he's showing his units, and here he shows a variation of textures and model building. As you can see, many of them are taken from the same model, but they have different textures so that they can make more units from less models, so I like that. And here you can see one model done with these textures, and they look a little vanilla, but that is not bad as long as the units are well made and texturized. And this one it really is, so I liked it. I think it is an Iberian unit. And then he shows some buildings that he have in his mod and the differences from other mods, such as the tech trees that he has. Here he's showing a naval tech tree, where you can develop it and make it new type of ships and everything. Then you have a pleasure building, which gives health and public health, 20%. This is a bathhouse. And you can see there's a lot, like, I think this is sewers, public baths, aqueducts, and then baths. And then you have provincial villages, which gives increase in population, demographic growth goes negative, health goes up, and a lot of it. And it has actually has a lot, as you can see here. The provincial villages have a lot of levels, so if they do it well, and 12 turns. Now I'm interested. How many turns is this mod? It's probably going to be 12 turns per year, because 12 turns for a provincial village? Interesting. Then you have... then you have the last building on the naval tree, an arsenal, which gives 4 trade routes and implement in trade, naval trade, which is interesting. This is a temple that he done, one of the gods of the certain faction that he's showing. Oh, it's Carthage, the god Tanit, and that's something that already exists in other mods, but it gives it a new image, and it's showing the stats on what this building is doing. Then he talks about the cultures, that they're normal, barbarian, Carthaginian, or possibly nomad, Eastern, Indian, Egyptian, Greek, and Roman. Interesting cultures. Normally these type of mods in Rome do not have actually cultures. They sometimes have I see. Because it has so many cultures, it's probably on barbarian invasion or Alexander Total War, because I believe Rome 1, the vanilla one, can only have 3 cultures. Yeah, that's about it. Then he shows another part of his building, that is the actual buildings. He shows some differences that he done in the models of the buildings. He want to make it more diverse and different, and he's showing some outside buildings from his cities. Really cool. It looks like a little village. And then he's showing a big city, a barbarian one. And I believe the major change here is the walls. These wooden walls with these wooden towers. They look pretty cool. And then a short preview for a unique city, Babylon, which I really find it cool. You can see some vanilla traits here, but the towers are colorized, and you have also the gates, which are blue with lapis lazuli, I believe is the name of the jewel, and this huge tower here, which looks really impressive for a temple. I think it is. Then he talks about other type of stuff, which some of them are quite interesting. Like he talks about the environments that are taken from Homo erectum, and this one, it actually talks about the Alexander platform, so probably this is gonna be on Alexander Total War, which says you're gonna have unique characters. And this is not just a character that is a biography trait, it means that he's gonna make unique models so that the characters can actually be on the map and battle map. So, because this is a feature that Alexander brought, the unique models, and then Medieval 2 also added. And I'm seeing that he's going to do that, which is unique because I think no one ever used that feature, because not many people like to use Alexander Total War. Then you have the interfaces, you have the wonders, which is 9. Some of them already from vanilla, but then other ones are probably made specifically for this mod. And then one thing that I saw only once, and it was on the Mongol invasion mod, naval battles. But unfortunately this is not on the campaign map, it's only on historical battles, because these boats that you're seeing, technically they're not boats, they're elephants. This is an elephant model turned into a ship and then put on the sea. And so it means that in certain time they're gonna drown. But they probably have infinite durability on water, so you can probably do a lot of battles. But unfortunately in these naval battles you cannot maneuver as you want. You can only click on the enemy and then the ships go there and start to shoot fire arrows or whatever type of arrows you want to. So that's about it on this news. you can see the entire team. A lot of them are helping Salon de Atenas, and then some of the credits, which show also mods that he take things from, which is quite good, and some additional notes saying that it will take some time from having new previews and that the mod is not dead, despite some time might pass and no news will appear. I'm quite undecided actually on this mod. I have to see it when it is released, or if some of my concerns are actually clarified, such as the empty spaces on the map and the divergency of the factions and their spaces between each other. So I hope you've enjoyed this news, and until the next one, everyone.